Hi everyone, I hope you're doing good. So in this video, we'll be looking at some questions on density. We'll look at these four questions mainly. The first one says a cube has sides 5 centimeters each and it has a mass of 250 grams. What is the density? So they're more like similar questions, but they differ in one way or the other. And the last question, of course, reads, how does the density of an object change if its mass and volume are doubled? So what happens to the density if that happens? So let's break it down. Let's break down the questions. We see how we can answer them. Okay, so let's go ahead and answer the questions. So for the first one, we've been given a cube which has sides 5 centimeters. So let us draw a rough cube. Look something like this. Okay, there's our cube. So this cube has a height of 5 centimeters. It has a width of 5 centimeters, and of course it will have a base of 5 centimeters as well. So each side has 5 centimeters, meaning that we can multiply all these three sides, LB times H, hence the volume will be given by LBH, hence volume will be equals to 5 times 5 times 5, which will give us 125 centimeters cubic. Okay, so now that we have that, we can say we have the volume, we have the mass. Let us find the density. So density, we know that density is given by its mass per unit volume. So mass per volume, like that. Or we can use the symbol for density, which is rho. So rho is equal to mass per unit volume. The mass in this case is 250 grams over the volume, which is 125 cubic centimeters, meaning that our density in this case will simply be 2 grams per cubic centimeter. Okay, let's see the question that follows. For this one, we've been given the mass and we've been given the volume. We want the density. Same thing. So we know that density is equals to the mass over the volume, like that. So the mass given in this case is 1,200 grams, and the volume is 800 cubic centimeters, like that. Hence, the density in this case, if you divide the two, so 1,200 divided by 800 is simply 1.5 grams per cubic centimeter. Okay, let's look at the other two questions. So the next question says, if the density of an object is 0.8 and its volume is 100, calculate its mass. So how can you find its mass? We know that density, according to the same formula, density is equals to the mass over volume, or mass per unit volume. So we can say density rho is equals to m over v. Since we're looking for mass, we can cross multiply. Hence, mass will be equals to density multiplied by volume. So the mass in this case will be equals to the density given is 0.8 grams per cubic centimeter multiplied by the volume, which is 1,000 cubic centimeters. So we can see that the units for volume will simply cancel out and remain with a gram. So 1,000 multiplied by 0.8, and we're getting 800. So the mass in this case will be 800 grams, which is the same as 0.8 kilograms. So that's our mass. Okay, so the last question now is how does the density of an object change if both the mass and the volume is doubled? So the idea here is we know that density is equals to mass over volume. Now what will happen if we double the mass and we double the volume? What will happen to the density? So the best way to do this is let's use values first so that you understand it. Let's say assuming that an object has a mass of maybe 20 and has a volume of 5, like that. So what will be our density in this case? We know that our density will be 4. Now let's double both volume and density. sorry, volume under mass. So the density in this case will be, if we double the mass, we'll have 40. If we double the volume, we'll have 10. So 10 into 40 is still the same 4. Like that. Remember, these are grams per cubic centimeters or kilograms per cubic meter. It depends with what you've been given. Let's do it one more time. So let's double what we have here. So density is equals to 80 over 20. We double mass, we double that, so that what we get here is simply 4 grams per cubic centimeter. So you see what we have. As we double both mass and density, what we're getting is the same value. So the best way to answer this question is that doubling the mass and the density and the volume will give us the same volume, because this is a direct proportion. So that's the best way of putting it. So thank you very much. I hope I've helped you with those few challenges. In case you have a question relating to this or any other topic, please feel free to drop it in the comments. Have a good day.